Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Um, Thank you for everyone who's staying awake. Um, this is going to be a very busy week for me. It already has been. I know for certain we'll probably start later. You know, at least 11 p.m. Eastern time. So just so you know, I don't think it'll be any earlier this week. Um, okay. And I am good to go. Yes, just about. But otherwise, I did have a chance to get out and enjoy some of the weather. Let me see who was here first. Um, Friend Celia Mosley, thank you so much for being here first. Now, I have a question. Was anyone in spaces today? Just a question. Um, Let me know if you were in spaces. Because whilst I was doing some other things today, I was passing my time with the spaces and I could barely concentrate for being in spaces today. It was a mess. It was a mess. Anyway, but I always say what happens in spaces stays in spaces. It's better off that way. If you're not in spaces, which of course is on the Twitter, I'm telling you, stay out of it. Protect your mental health and well being. Stay out of it because it was intense. And with that little tease, I'm done. I'm not going to say anything else about it. Just curious to know who was there. Well, I might say a little. There's one, two. Ooh. Oh my goodness. It was messy. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for being here and thank you for the super chat. It was messy. Messy. Adrian, okay, you're saying hi to someone. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anyway, the good news is that Tina was there, very fair and impartial about everything. But essentially, Tina was trying to establish why people are not getting along in the spaces. Okay, that much I'll say. So, Tina deserves a lot for trying to mitigate a very touchy situation. It's a bunch of she said. And oh well, it's unfortunate, but um, it'll work out. I think some people just needed to be heard, and it's amazing how healing it is when people feel like they're not being heard. And somehow, once you're finally heard and things are addressed, that is the best way to bring people back together. That is a monumental understatement. Odd at the moment. Odd is putting it politely. It is it is a crap show at this moment. That's what it is. Oh my goodness, you got scared and you left. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Anyway, let us continue with. Oh, I didn't bring my slides up. That's what I didn't do. Okay, slides are coming. And hopefully we can finish in an hour and you all can get back to running your business. We can all go back to running our business. Now, would you like to have the Freedom Special three numbers? What is it? Three numbers for the price of one? Oh well, I'm doing a line from the movie The Wiz. Hey, Big Mama. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yes, you recognize that. It absolutely was The Wiz. Thanks for knowing that. Would you like to buy three numbers for no? Would you like to have three numbers for the price of one? We have a freedom special, three numbers for the price of one. And then you can get back to where'd you say that place was? Oh, 433. You want to? Okay, that's what she said. Oh, 433. You want to? Oh, never mind. Let me stop. I can't put it in order right now. But yeah, thank you for knowing that. All right. So thank you, Sussex Squad. Well, thanks for what, pray tell? Well, check it out. This comes from the Sussex Global supporter who shared this with us. When we work in harmony, we achieve wonderful results. I hope that people are listening to that. When we work in harmony, we achieve wonderful results. Together we can contribute, together we have contributed 131,000 to help end play space inequity. Now, that very small print, what does it say? Empowering communities, empowering youth. The Sussex Squad brings their group together to organize for community action in honor of Prince Archie and Princess Lilibeth's birthday every year. In 2023, they selected Kaboom as their partner. The squad first learned about Kaboom through our partnership with the Archwell Foundation in 2022. At De Leon Park in Uvalde, Texas, the month long campaign raised over $131,000 with contributions from over 3,000 people worldwide, including donations from every continent. We are grateful for this unprecedented grassroots support. So, you guys, that means you all did. The Sussex Squad, which is, I'm telling you, when it comes to fandom, probably one of the most generous fandoms of all. So yes, there is playground inequity. There are so many ways that kids benefit from having a playground. First and foremost, it usually means a safe place for kids. And I know there are some situations that spill over into the playgrounds, and I really hate that that happens, but it is a part of life. And unfortunately, it does. But by and large, the playground has been a safe space for kids. And thanks to Kaboom, they are helping to end some of that playground inequity, which affects so many communities where there is simply no money to build, let alone maintain a playground. So, um, anyone who's ever been touched by Kaboom or any other organization or individuals that have created these safe spaces for children know the value of having them. So, anyway, thank you, Sussex Squad, and thank you all for even just sharing the fundraiser information. Even if you just shared it, I know that made a difference. So I am very happy about that. And you should be too. Okay. So Meghan Markle rewears one of the most meaningful dresses of her career. This is from Vogue magazine. It was actually from May the 13th, but take a look there yesterday afternoon as hundreds of countries, including the United States, celebrated Mothering Sunday. Meghan rewore her silk Carolina Herrera column dress she chose to announce her pregnancy with Princess Lilibeth in 2021, with perhaps the exception of the Parash dress she wore to announce her engagement and the Clara Wade Keller gown she wore later, married in, she was, that is, later married in. That dress is one of the most important fashion statements she has ever made. Lounging barefoot in the gardens of her Montecito mansion, and of course, as we all know, in Montecito, there are no leaks in Montecito. So, as I said, um, lounging barefoot in the gardens of her Montecito mansion with the casual ease of a woman carrying the future of a nation, with the tree of life behind them and the garden representing fertility, life, and moving forward. They didn't need any direction, said photographer Misan Harriman, of shooting that moment, because they are and always have been waltzing through life together as absolute soulmates. Oh my goodness, that is beautiful. That is so beautiful. I love that. Do I think so? That is a real stretch, but it's not beyond the realm of possibilities. But I heard some disturbing things today, from people that I love and admire. And I just hope that everyone can get along again. But it is possible for a deranger to come into the spaces and disrupt, because it's an open forum. But these are some people that have been around for, like, in some cases, the full up to 7 years of the Sussex Squad, and they should know better. And yet these things are still happening. So it's unfortunate, and it really casts a shadow on the Sussex Squad. And I just hope that things can be worked out, because, and I don't feel like I'm sharing any information that is unknown, because there is the anonymous feature in the spaces today where people can listen anonymously. Sometimes I choose to listen anonymously just so that I'm not a distraction. And, people want to say hi, and I don't want to take away from the topic, especially if I don't have time to respond or talk. So, but yeah, it's an open forum, and there has always been the presence of outside instigators. So, I just hope that everyone will work everything out. We really need that to happen. Um, it's like, well, I don't want to say. I'll just continue. Uh, so again, there is the column dress, beautiful, and the way Meghan floated around in that dress, and it just gave me Hollywood glamour. It was definitely Hollywood glamour, and so suitable for her, so perfect for her. And it was a surprise that she emerged in that yellow, because we thought she was going to do some neutrals for most of the trip. And then, of course, we thought, oh, well, since she has been exposed as someone who needs to dabble in some colors, I mean, after all, you're in Nigeria, right? And so that splash of yellow, that tidal wave of yellow, that tsunami of yellow was perfect, absolutely perfect. So regal. And anyone who likes the color yellow, I know that that was a real moment for them. So, um, powerful. She looks absolutely powerful, regal. Uh, yeah, it is just. I still, every time I look at it, I feel so. I'm just impressed. I feel so impressed. I am very impressed. As much as Megan has made an impression upon me, and the way I do things, and even the fact that I'm here, I didn't know that I could be moved any further than what I am already. And yet, then there was this moment, and I'm just like, yes, yes, Queen, go Diva. Okay. Yes, absolutely. It there is that sentimental value. Okay, and of course, let's take one more look back at the trip to Nigeria, and still that yellow just stands out. It does. It just stands out. Out of everything she wore, I would say I'm going to say yellow dress first, and then the white power suit. I don't think we saw as much of it, but that suit was so well tailored and for her. Although I think most people would probably say yellow, red, and then white. I'm just gonna stay. I'm gonna stay with the yellow, the white, and then the red. Although I don't know, red probably should come next. Red and then the blue, right? But the white is just so nice. It's so crisp and it just fits her so well. Yeah, it just fits her so well. So, hey, Church Nelly. Okay. BBC announces global partnership with Lemonada Media to create new pop culture podcasts, and BBC Sounds Audio Lab continues to support underrepresented creators with multi track partnerships. The BBC Sounds also unveils a raft of new commissions featuring Clara Amfo and Jordan Stevens, so and so, and so and so, so and so. Well, as one of the squaddies asked, did they even know what the limonada was before Meghan? The thing is, I feel as though people, not people, I should never call the royal reporters people, but they have been kind of like going after Megan, saying, oh, she signed up and yet she hasn't created any content. And I know that's all clickbait, and I know that they know better, but they are still doing that to satisfy their constituents. However, let me just say that the value of Lemonada as a company has only gone up since they announced that Megan is part of it. As a matter of fact, the archetypes is doing very well considering that is not even newly released material. The already what pre-recorded archetypes from what 2022 was it? Isn't that when Archetypes came out? Anyway, Archetypes is doing extremely well on Lemonada, even though it's not even new. So Megan is working on a lot of stuff. And again, Lemonada is not losing anything having signed up Megan, just as Spotify had did not lose anything because of the Sussexes having a contract with them. They have only gained when um, Archetypes was streaming on the Spotify. If I recall, they had 1 million new paid subscribers. There are subscribers, and then there are the paid subscribers. And they had quite a run of paid subscribers. They did not lose anything because of Harry and Meghan. During the pandemic, most of the streaming services was throwing money around because they were trying to seal the deal and get people under contract, right? But Harry and Meghan are not the only ones that left Spotify. Spotify's business model, that problem is their own. It has nothing to do with the Sussexes. Um, their lack of content or their amount of content, who cares? They had a contract, they were available for work and willing to work. There was some artistic differences, if you will, but having the name Harry and Meghan was part of their brand for Spotify. They made their money. So, whatever the derangers say, they did not lose anything. If they did not make money with Harry and Meghan under contract, they should be embarrassed to even mention it. That doesn't say that Harry and Meghan are shady. That say that they don't know how to run their business. They do not know how to run their business. Um, anyway, they have Joe Rogan. That's the golden goose for them. And let us not forget, Meghan is the one who toppled Joe Rogan's throne for the period that the Archetypes was running on Spotify. Now tell me they didn't make money. They made their money. And plus, we do not know the language of the contract. We don't know how much money Harry and Meghan received. They're not going to talk about it. Harry and Meghan are not going to talk about it. But we don't know what incentive there was written into the contract. So we have been speculating about the amount, but outside of the management at Spotify, I don't know who knows how much that contract is worth. But I tell you who doesn't know, the British tabloid media. That's who doesn't know. Mimosa became, oh, thank you so much for becoming a new member of Royal Sussex. I really, really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. This is like the little social, what is it, social media network channel that could. Yeah, it's like the little YouTube channel that could. The little YouTube channel that one of these days, hopefully, will have 100,000 subscribers. That way, I can get that silver play button. I want that silver play button so bad. Okay, let's continue. Let's say Meghan Markle. Okay, yeah. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, strikes podcast deal with Lemonada Media, will launch new show and distribute Archetypes to all platforms. So that was February 13th of this year. As we know, Meghan is very busy. And when she has the time, she will make some new material or release some new material for Lemonada. But this, I don't know if they're a publicly traded company, but if they are, I bet you upon this news, their value went up. Okay? Their value went up. Now, speaking of going up, take a look at this. This was the Tatler cover today. Do you all know who that is? That very pensive looking individual, ring in their hands. Why, of course, I'll tell you who it's supposed to be. That is supposed to be the Princess of Wales. However, uh, uh, some people say it looks like Mary of Denmark. Whatever the case may be, um, it's a beautiful painting. I'll say that. As artwork goes, I think it's beautiful. I feel like there's a great deal of texture there, and I love the look of it. Now, is it a good likeness of Kate? Well, that is in the eye of the beholder. So there on the left is Kate Middleton. There on the right is the cover of Tatler illustration painting. Yeah, painting. Quirky portrait of Kate on Tatler's July cover is branded dreadful and nothing like the Princess of Wales by royal fans who say the artist should have gone to Specsavers. Oh, is that an eyewear? Is that like a British eyewear place? Specsavers. Interesting. Okay. So, well, I mean, I'm looking at them. Okay, I zoomed in not just for your benefit, but for mine as well. And I think that the shape of the eyebrow and such, you know, okay, it's not exactly Kate Middleton, but maybe they're trying to prepare us for the Kate Middleton who's going to return to public service. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe it's not the Kate that was, maybe it's the Kate that is. Huh? I mean, either way, um, No, if that is the Kate that is, I wouldn't feel, I wouldn't. Anyway, I just wouldn't. That's all. I just wouldn't. But I don't know, you guys. What do you think? I think it's a, well, see, when you hold it up just right, okay. Now squint your eyes and open them up real slow, allowing your eyes to focus slowly. Now, do you see Kate Middleton? Um, okay, I tell you what. Turn your head away and then whip your head around and look really fast like that. Now do you see her? Oh, oh well. I'm trying to help you guys. Yeah, it's not it doesn't look demonic like oh well. But still we can all agree that it's a beautiful painting. I think we can all agree that it's a beautiful painting. But if this is who comes back, right? If this is the Kate, if this is based on the Kate Middleton that is instead of the Kate Middleton that was, then maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a bad thing. I don't know. And of course, take a look at some of the old Tatler magazines, like the one on the left side. I like that one of Queen Elizabeth. I like that. It looks like someone just cut out a picture, cut out, well, you know what I mean? It dress looks like a piece of paper that was just cut out and stuck on the canvas. And then this one of Charles, I think he looks very dignified. I want to say it echoes of a artist from the past, and I don't know who I'm thinking of, but it looks like the brushwork from an artist from the past, and I don't know who. Anyway, I like both of these. I really do. I like both of these. And of course, there is the artist. Uh, Baby Sis Doll says Kate's broken nose. Well, when they do a nose job, sometimes they do have to break it. However, the alleged broken nose, Kate just kind of has, I mean, everybody has, you know, have you ever seen where they've taken, oh, by the way, thank you so much, Baby Sis Doll, for the super chat. If you took an image of your face, right, and you cut it in half, and then you flip it, right, and stick those two halves together, and then stick the other two halves together. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but trust me when I say this, it is going to scare you because you're going to look like two different people. That is a real thing. I promise you. You're going to look like two different people. You won't look like the same person. So, why don't we do a little experiment? I'll do that right now. It won't take me long at all. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. But you look like two different people. It's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. I wish you guys could actually watch me do this. I'm trying to decide whose face I want to use. Um, I tell you what, just for fun, let's do Camilla, right? Let's do Camilla. I need a photo of her looking straight on at the camera, but one where the camera doesn't break. Yes, that's what I need. I need a picture of Camilla looking straight ahead at the camera, and preferably one where the camera is not broken. And even more important, one where she's not stuffing her face with food or something, because she does that a lot. Oh, okay, perfect. I got one. This is going to work out so well. Trust and believe. Okay. All right. Now duplicate that. flip it over, and push it together. All right. So I've just done one half of her face, and I'm going to do the other half, and you'll see exact. Oh my goodness, that's scary. That is so scary. Okay. Oh, you know what I did? Okay. Okay. So there we go. Now duplicate it. And then I want to do a horizontal flip and then stick them together. Okay, so I got one side done. Now I'm going to do the other side of her face, and you can see exactly what I mean. So I want to line it up right in the middle of her nose, duplicate, do a horizontal flip. And speaking of flip, when you see what I've done here, please do not flip out of your chairs. I don't want you to flip out of your chairs because this is going to scare you just a little bit. Okay? This is going to scare you. Fair warning, this is going to scare you. But it's for the sake of science. And if you know Camilla like I do, she looks like a scientific project. Okay, now I'm done. Just that fast. Here it comes. Here it comes. I apologize in advance for this. I do. So, as you can see, okay. So the one on the right side, I mean, I literally went to the middle of the nose, but the one on the right side, I think I could have done that one a little better. I think I could have done better with that one. But I told you it was kind of scary. Let me see if I could. Oh, God. I don't know if I could do anything better with that one. Okay. Tell you what. Oh, no, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Yeah, so that's it, you guys. That is what happens when you slide two halves of a face together. If you do that with anybody's face, it is going to look strange. If you do this with anybody's face, it is going to look strange. So, again, I apologize in advance. Do we need the police or do we need the exorcist? I think we need the exorcist, but I will go with what you say and we will call the popo.
Police! 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 Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help! Police! Help!
Oh, man. Oh, well. So now you know what happens when you do that thing to a photo. I feel like anyway. Would you like to see what the original? Okay, I tell you what. I will share the original with you so you can make a comparison, okay? I will share the original so you can compare to that one. I cannot believe we are doing this tonight, but I will share the original so that you can see a comparison. Okay, so there's this, and that's the original. Okay? So again, I just took half and half, half and half. So as you can see with the angle of her head, that's why one side looks bigger. So the photo on the right is literally the right side of the frame, and the photo on the left is the left side of the frame. Okay, fun experiment. Let's move on. Good luck sleeping tonight, by the way. She will haunt your dreams. All right, so this is the artist, a new portrait honoring the courage and dignity of Princess of Wales is to feature on the cover of Tatler magazine. British Zimbabwean artist Hannah Uzor painted it, taking inspiration from Catherine's cancer diagnosis video message to the nation. Okay, so let's get her words so you can hear what she had to say about it. Uh-oh, I don't think I have her words. Oh, fudge, I did not save it. Let me see. Did I? I did not. Oh, well, never mind. Well, let me see. The Tatler, the Tatler. Hmm. Tatler magazine and the artist. Oh, Lord, I thought I had saved it. But give me a second. Oh, there she is. Nope, no, she's not.
Uzo, and I'm an artist. Hello, my name is Hannah Uzo, and I'm an artist. So I've been commissioned to do a painting by Tatler magazine. It's really important to capture the soul of the person. So I spent a lot of time looking at her, looking at her pictures, watching videos of her, seeing her with her family, seeing her in diplomatic visits, seeing her when she's rowing or visiting children in a hospice. It's been really interesting for me to get a sense of who she is. The process for painting this portrait, apart from studying the photographs and the videos, is actually coming up with a sketch. So once I'm happy with the sketch, and I've done a series of sketches in my sketchbook, particularly looking at her expression was really key. And so I've done several sketches trying to capture her expression. And once I'm happy with that, I can then proceed to figure out what she's going to wear. But this particular outfit that I chose was particularly striking, made her look very regal and very confident. And alongside of that, definitely color. Color is one of the most important things in a work of art because it can really speak to the atmosphere. And the color that it chose was something that really complements Kate Middleton's green eyes. The bluey, turquoisey background was predominantly just to make sure that it matches her eyes, because the eyes are really the window to the soul. And so I focused a lot of time in trying to execute those eyes to match the color palette of the background as well.
Oh, okay. Now, if she wouldn't have said green eyes, I didn't notice that. But yeah, I guess her eyes are green. But this is a photograph of a painting, so maybe it just didn't uh, photograph well. But that is the explanation from the artist. And I hear what you're saying, girl. I hear what you're saying. Um, Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. Vapid soul. Now that's a word you don't hear often. She captured Kate's vapid soul and spirit. I'm impressed that she has one, to be honest with you. A soul, that is. I'm impressed that she has one. But okay, there we go. So that is the artist. Princess Kate will not return to work until she receives green light from doctors. Kate Middleton will not return to work until she receives the green light from her doctors. Over there, it says Kate Middleton excited about next stage of her landmark project, but it doesn't signal a return to work. Well, which is it? The Princess of Wales has been kept informed amid her cancer treatment of how businesses are adopting her campaign on early childhood. I would be impressed if anybody knew what the campaign was for early childhood. I think you would have to ask that young woman from remember the little girl from the TED Talk? She's the only one who really knows exactly what it is, because it seems it's alleged that Kate Middleton's cronies actually did kind of what is that, AI, chat GBT or whatever. They kind of just rewrote what was already there, allegedly. So again, I would be impressed if she actually had any information um, about it. Plus, there's always, whenever Kate starts talking about the early years, people tend to scatter. You know that, don't you? They do. They want to be polite and listen, but they tend to scatter. Because I don't know, it's just like a worn out subject, if you ask me. It is, let me see. Okay, here's that illustration. This is what happened when Kate starts talking about the early years. See there? When she brings up the early years, people tend to they head for the hills. They don't want to hear all that. See? Wait, I haven't told you what the 5 big questions are. And then, of course, there she is with her early years manual or whatever. William is actually trying to, or is that, yeah, that's probably William trying. That's Kate pointing to William, letting him know that people are getting away without hearing about the early years. You want to be polite, right? So they're going to have to do her a solid and just let her talk about it, even if she don't know what it is. The Early Years Vanity Project by everyone but Kate. By the way, I took license with this illustration. I kind of added and changed some words. Even the paparazzi doesn't want to stick around to hear about the early years. Okay, there we go.
Hey, girl, sit down. Sit down. I know you are jolted because you're suddenly.
Wait, one more time.
Hey, girl, sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Okay. Now, moving on. Rebecca English. When I saw William this week, he looked like he had the weight of the world on his shoulders, but he's proving what a class act he is. If this girl don't stop licking William's boots, Rebecca English is the mouthpiece for Kensington Palace. You guys know that, right? She is the mouthpiece for Kensington Palace. They think it, they say it, she writes it. Like right there, The Prince of Wales will no longer be undertaking visit tomorrow following updated guidance from Buckingham Palace. It can be confirmed. So earlier in the day, she tells us that William has the weight of the world on his shoulders. Was that like a preempting, should I say, the message that's coming down the pike later, that he's not going to do any work until he gets word from Buckingham Palace? If he's not going to do anything, just don't do anything. You don't have to make a big announcement. The thing is, people are surprised that William works. They're not surprised that he takes off. They're surprised when he shows up. I mean, this is just so ridiculous that why make the announcement? He has the weight of the world on his shoulders, only for her to come back later in the day and say, the Prince of Wales will no longer be undertaking visits tomorrow following updated guidance from Buckingham Palace. Where's the surprise in that? She was laying out the groundwork earlier in the day. Then she comes back and say, oh, well, he's not going to do any more work until further notice. And what's odd is on the same day, look at what else was published. Princess Kate, the future of the monarchy rests on her shoulders. Why the royal family needs her more than ever before. So I thought, okay, to be fair, William has the weight of the world on his shoulders. Kate has the weight of the monarchy on her shoulders. Okay, well, two very privileged people who are some of the wealthiest people in the land, two of the most protected people, according to the invisible contract. Somehow I think they're going to be okay. They have a staff of 62. I don't know if they've been able to hire a new CEO or not, but they're going to be okay. So whether it's the weight of the world or the weight of the monarchy, somehow I think they'll mutter through. And of course, hearing how much responsibility and how much weight is on their shoulders, I selected this photo because I just pictured the two of them laughing at this ruse that is being perpetuated in their names. They're probably sitting back having a good laugh about it, asking each other, do you think the public will buy it? They usually do. And of course, it wasn't so long ago, William's private struggle. So instead of talking about Kate's affliction, Kate's illness, or Kate's not cancer treatment, but there was cancer present treatment that cannot be substantiated by most doctors. Instead of talking about Kate, this article spends time talking about William's pain and trouble. Barely mentions Kate, if at all. But you know what? William barely mentions Kate, so that makes two of them, the magazine article and William. Now, this is fun. Princess Beatrice and Eugenie set to for snub as surprise royal promotion hopefuls emerge. So everybody got a promotion except for Beatrice and Eugenie, and of course, the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, meaning, of course, the Wessexes, Edward and Sophie. None of them got any extra anything while Charles was passing out different, upgrades to their titles, right? In spite of all of that, take a look here. Look who had to report to work yesterday in the rain. Beatrice and Eugenie. They were ordered to be at Buckingham Palace for a garden party. And even Zara, who is not a working royal, but she is the granddaughter of the Queen Elizabeth, and also the daughter of Afro Annie. Well, she and Mike Tyndall were out greeting the crowds at Buckingham Palace in the rain. Go figure. And of course, it took a lot, probably took a couple of Pinkerton guards to get Zara in a dress, but they finally got a dress on her. And it doesn't look bad. She kind of gives me Mary Poppins, but they did get her in a dress, which is impressive by itself. Um, this doesn't mean anything for Beatrice and Eugenie. They are not going to become working royals. Charles never wanted to give them work. Take a look here. Princess Beatrice says she grew up with an incredible mom as a children's author, as she gushes about Sarah Ferguson while reading to school children in, was it Croydon? Croydon? Yeah. I don't know why they had her go and hypnotize those kids. I don't know why. You know, some of those kids are going to get in trouble, right? And you know why they're going to get in trouble? Because when they go home from school, they're going to keep doing their eyes like that. Like their parents are going to be like, "What is wrong with you?" Nothing. Well, stop doing that with your eyes. I can't. There's going to be a whole classroom of children who cannot blink their eyes to save their lives. They will not be able to blink for the rest of the month because Beatrice read them a story. I know that is so bad. But take a look here. Prince William is hosting a Buckingham Palace garden party on behalf of the king this afternoon. And although there's little or no chance of them ever becoming official working royals, he's invited his cousins, Beatrice, Eugenie, Peter Phillips, Zara Tyndall, and Mike Tyndall. You mean to tell me Peter Phillips, Peter, I'm selling milk in China, Phillips was there? You know what? Peter Phillips was probably trying to sell some of that Chinese milk while he was there. He was probably having people scan a code on a card so that they so they can buy some of that Chinese milk. That is desperate, isn't it? That is so desperate. But take a look at this. Look who's thrilled to be there. Look at who is thrilled to be there. I mean, the eyes doesn't lie, especially Beatrice's, but the eyes doesn't lie. You can see Eugenie is like, coming down those steps, especially, and they have to stand out in the rain. You mean to tell me they had their summer interrupted so that they can go and stand out in the rain because they were ordered to do so? You know, the same order that Charles gave for them to show up for his garden party. I mean, for them to not go to the St. Paul's with Harry, that's the same order that they received to come to this garden party. No, they don't look happy. And I would say that it's not an understatement to say that Eugenie looks a little pissed. Eugenie looks pissed. And then, of course, there's the hypnotist herself. I'm telling you, those kids are going to be in trouble. For the whole rest of the summer, those kids are they're gonna have they're gonna have to tape their eyes closed. They're gonna have to tape their eyes closed just so that they can sleep at night. They shouldn't have done this to those kids. They really, whoever's idea this was, they should not have done that. I mean, could you imagine your kids? Oh, never mind. Well, you know what? At least they didn't have a read to them this day. Remember that? It could have been worse. It could have been worse. See what I get for making fun of people? Do you see what I get for making fun of people? You know what I just did, right? You know what I just did. When I jacked my mouth open and laughed just now, I just split my dry lips again. Oh, that's what I get for making fun. Lex says Spencer's showing up for Harry really has them shook. That is, yes, exactly. Um, and that's what this is about. Thank you so much for pointing that out, Lex. The whole purpose of this is to retaliate for Harry getting all those spinsters out. That's exactly what this is. Legs, I'm telling you, you have so much incredible insight. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. This is a pushback because of the Spencers. They're trying to demonstrate that William has a close connection. As a matter of fact, that's what the article said, is how close William is to his family. He's so close to them. Truth is Truth says, what is the situation with Beatrice and Eugenie and the Sussexes now? Are they abandoning Harry and Meghan? Well, thank you so much for the super chat, but I'm going to say no. I believe that Eugenie is closer to Harry, and Beatrice, well, she seems to be closer to Hoghead Pierce Morgan. But no, I don't think that anyone is abandoning Harry. Um, but the thing is, Eugenie's life is in Europe. Beatrice's life is in Europe. And as far as Harry and Meghan are concerned, they are 5,000 miles away. So you can't expect them to just keep dropping in on one another. So, yeah, I don't think that this means anything, at least as far as. Elaine, thank you so much for joining us. I really, really appreciate it, Elaine. Thank you so much. Um, Listen, Lady T, I did not do anything to that photo. That is the way this photo ran in the news. So I'm just saying, just think if she would have read to the kids on, just think if this was the day she read to the kids, but instead it was this day. Yep, it was this day. I put a spell on you because you're mine. But do. I put a spell on you. Oh, that's what that reminds me of. I put a spell on you because you're mine. Every time I look at her, that song is the first thing that comes to mind is I put a spell on you, Nina Simone. I promise you, I'm not making that up. Every time I look at her, I always think I put a spell on you, Nina Simone. That jacket is from the Unemployed Princess collection. Yes, it is from the Unemployed Princess collection. You know, in the classic days, princesses in the past found it just as hard to find meaningful work in the royal family. So even back in the days of yore, back in medieval times when that jacket was made, there was a princess who lived in a castle who wanted to take a greater role in public duties of the royal family, but she was discouraged. And so that jacket has been handed down from one rejected princess to another. And so now it belongs to Beatrice. So, yeah, so that's where that jacket comes from. Okay, end of story. And they lived happily ever after. Oh, you guys, this is not right. She hasn't done anything to anybody. And and plus she gets it honestly. That is where she probably inherited that from her father. And you know. uh well, anyway, I try to stay away from the royal children, but for some reason, I cannot wait until their kids grow up. I'm just curious, that's all. And I'll say nothing else, but I cannot wait until their kids are older, just in case that gene passes on from one generation to the next. Plus, you know how they say when a husband and wife spend a lot of time together, they start to look alike? I believe it. I believe it. They say when a husband and wife spends a lot of time together, they start looking alike. Good night, Joan Garcia. So, if there was ever a case to be made for that, I think that this is the example right here. Yeah, like a deer in headlights. Now, James Middleton has a new book out, and I bet you there's about 3 or 4 people that are anxious to read the book. He'll probably sell a copy to Pippa, and somebody will pick up one for his other sister. And then there's Ma and Dad. They might share a book because, they can't afford anything right now. But if this man keeps talking about his dogs and grief, I liked him better when he was selling marshmallows with swastikas on it, okay? Who is going to read this book? Oh, I know. Um, Richard Eaton, he'll probably read it and declare that it is one of the best books of the year. Yeah, Richard Eaton, his mama and daddy, Pippa, and possibly Kate, they'll be the ones to read that book. Lex says Charles III and William are fighting yet flexing on other royals. True, 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 true. William has yet to mention his father's illness publicly. He has yet to do it. Also, William seems to have distanced himself from Kate. When someone asked William, "How is Kate doing?" he said, "Oh, she's fine. We're all doing well." Yeah, she's doing well. We're all doing well. He wanted to make sure that everybody knew that the entire family is doing well. Kate can't even have her moment of illness. He did not want to give her the benefit of the sympathy of a public person or a person in the public. Okay, no doubt you saw this. I do apologize. This is triggering for some people. I think it's triggering for most reasonable people. Unfortunately, Kelly Rollins was treated with a heavy hand. I have been saying this and saying it. I just said it this week. I said it last week. Every time there is a Black woman involved, people start getting a bit heavy handed. There was no logical reason for what they were doing. But it does seem as though there was a bit of bias. They want who is that? Heidi Klum or whoever the hell she is. She's given a free reign to stand there as long as she likes. But yet Kelly Rollins is blocked and ushered. And then they say that um, the other thing that was going on is they kept stepping on her dress. They stepped on her dress more than once. That is what I heard. I didn't see it myself. But it was very rude and malicious. And it just goes to show that in certain spaces, it doesn't seem to be respect for Black women. This was very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. And when she turned around there, she was doing her best to stay poised, right? But then they kept on and kept on. This was uncalled for. Um, is she in the United States Congress? Is she in the United States Congress? Just asking for a friend. Is she in the United States Congress? Anybody? Because I'm getting that Congress woman vibe. That's all. I'm feeling like she's in Congress. Oh, well, if she's not a member of the United States Congress, if she's not in the United States Congress, she could be. Um, I don't know where this came from, but someone shared this photo, and I wasn't sure that it was a fake, but I'm inclined to believe it is. I did a photo search on Google, and I could not find but four places, actually three places, where this photo pops up. So I don't know where it came from, but that is definitely not a, photo that has not, you know what I'm saying? It's been manipulated. It's a Photoshop of some sort. The lady stepping on the dress, and Kelly said, "That's okay." And then she proceeded to get more aggressive and laughed afterwards. Okay, Angelina Stanley, thank you so much for that, because I did not. Thank you for the super chat as well. I did not hear about that. I know I saw an article that said lip readers, but I decided to skip that article because, well, it's from the Fail, and I figured they would be biased and wouldn't tell the truth, so I skipped that one. But I'm telling you, that whole scene is very triggering. It really is. It really is. Thank you so much for that explanation, though. Okay. Let me see. Ancient furniture. Okay. Yeah, he's trying to do a Prince Harry. That's for sure. All right. I think this is the last thing for today. It sure is. Now, that is a real congressperson. I repeat, that is a real member of the United States Congress. So, um, the authorities say if you encounter this member of Congress, do not attempt to subdue or to try to block this member of Congress, as they can be very aggressive, right? And also, just like the Komodo dragon, there may be a sufficient amount of bacteria in saliva enough to cause paralysis, infection, and eventually death. So, whatever you do, do not try to restrain or block this member of Congress. The life you save might be your own. All right? All right. All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Hour and 13 minutes. Not bad. I will do my best to come on earlier tomorrow, but again, this is going to be a very busy week for me. And thank you all who stayed up so late. I really do appreciate it. Think about me when you're nodding off at work tomorrow. Also, for those of you that are starting your day, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your contributions, and thank you for the members of Royal Sussex. All right, so no long goodbye today. Let's see. Good night, and good night. Thank you. Love you. Thank you so much for being here. Good night, everyone. We are done. Good night, all. That is a wrap. That is a wrap. All right, Mod Squad, our queens. And our word for the day is goodbye for now. That's it. Bye, everyone, for now. Bye, Baron. That is our word for today. Thank you, Adrian Burrow. Love you. See you next time.